In two previous lectures, we have discussed one-dimensional wave equation in some detail. In today's lecture, we will discuss basic solution of one-dimensional heat equation. As you can see, one-dimensional diffusion or heat equation, both these words have same meanings, is given as del u by del t equals to c square del 2u by del x square, nominated as equation 2.6. And if we want to know about the basic difference between wave and heat equation as far as the derivatives are concerned, then in place of del 2u by del t square in wave equation, here we have del u by del t, means first order partial derivative in place of second order partial derivative. Otherwise, the approach of method of separation of variable is obviously the same kind of approach. That is, for solving this 2.6 equation 2.6, we again assume u is now looking as a dependent variable, depends upon small x, and t is assumed as capital X and into capital T, where obviously capital X is function of small x only and capital T is function of small t only, as an obvious step to follow for method of separation of variable. In previous wave equation, that dependent variable u was considered as displacement. Here the dependent variable u is to be considered as temperature, because we are talking over heat equation. Now substituting that equation 2.7 in 2.6, what we get, del by del t of u means capital X into t equals to c square into del 2 by del x square of u, again means x into t, and del by del t partial differentiation of this expression, capital X function of small x is to be treated as constant, so its partial differentiation with respect to capital T only, that is del capital T by del small t, which is similar to d capital T by del small t, is to be written as t capital dash equals to, in right hand side, c square del 2 by del x square, 2 times partial derivative of capital X into t, where t capital T is to be treated as constant, and del 2 by del x square of capital X becomes d2 by dx square of capital X, means capital X double dash, and by changing the positions of terms like capital X double dash upon X there equals to c square over that other side as 1 upon c square into t dash upon t, and as we know that both these sides must be in equality to some common constant, say k, and then we will talk over formation of two ordinary differential equations because of this step in next slide. As I was discussing last step of previous slide, certain modifications changed that equation as a bunch of two ordinary differential equation, one of second order linear with constant coefficient, and another one is of first order, and it is nominated as equation 2.8. Now as we did in case of wave equation, we took three different choices for k up to this step. After this step, those were positive, negative, and zero choices for k. Same work is to be done here also. So for k equals to small p square, means certain positive value of k, it becomes d2 capital X by dx square minus p square capital X equals to 0. Second order ordinary differential equation, which is linear with constant coefficient with right hand side 0, means no pi, only CF will be the solution, a part of solution, and for that auxiliary equation will be m square minus p square equals to 0, so m equals to plus minus p. So finally using CF, finally x capital X as dependent variable, its solution is given as x equals to c1 e power px plus c2 e power minus px, and then solving that other equation with that choice k equals to p square, it becomes dt by d small t minus p square c square into capital T equals to 0, means that is taken over other side, and then by separating variables capital T and small t, and by integrating and taking some constant, say c3 in picture, it becomes a simple solution, capital T equals to c3 e power c square p square t. And for negative choice of k, that is minus p square, first equation provides this solution, because roots of auxiliary equations becomes imaginary, that's why cos and sine will come. And for that negative choice, there will be a small change in capital T. And for zero choice of k, that is if k equals to 0, then it is simply d2 capital X by dx square equals to 0. So integrating it twice, we will get capital X equals to c1x plus c2. And if k is 0, then it is dt by d small t 0, means integrating once it will provide capital T equals to c3. Out of these three solutions, like we discussed it in case of wave equations also, we have only one solution which is close to the physical nature of the problem, means problem of heat, that is heat equation what we are solving here. And that solution is again for k equals to minus p square, because these trigonometrical circular periodic functions are appearing, and these are not appearing in part A and part C, appearing in part B only for k equals to minus p square. So we consider that solution with these two values of capital X and T are substituted in equation 2.7. U becomes capital X into T, means C1 cos px plus C2 sin px into C3 power minus C square p square T. And if we multiply that C3 inside, it is much simple to say that C1 C3 becomes C1 dash a new constant, and C2 C3 means C2 dash a new constant. So that is about these two unknowns, and we have to calculate values of C1 dash C2 dash, means two unknowns, using given boundary conditions in a particular problem of one dimensional heat equation. So it was about basic solution of one dimensional heat equation. In next lecture we will discuss an important problem based over one dimensional heat equation.